All right, thanks everybody for coming. We'll now kick off the May Norfolk Amateur Radio League meeting. Usual logistics, please silence your phones and voices and everything else for a minute. The exits are through the front, rear doors, and also through the kitchen. Fire extinguisher in the kitchen, restrooms and water along the entrance hallway. Please watch out for all our cords on the floor. And after the meeting, as usual, we have to store the chairs, tables, sweep the floor, and take out all the trash. Leave the building clean by 9:30. We'll try to wrap up the presentation by 9 o'clock. That's the correct way to stack the chairs, and hopefully there's a picture inside the room there still that shows how to do that so that they don't fall on the elderly ladies here as has happened in the past. Please wear your name badges or your logo shirt like this one. If you don't have one, you can get it at the Mart, nfarl.org/Mart. Are there any new members, first-timers at the meeting today? Oh my goodness, about 6 people. Very good. So we're going to do a roll call, and we'll go along. Everybody will give their name and call sign. When we get to you guys that are new, first-time, or visitors, please identify yourself as a visitor or first-timer. But before we do that, since you went to this next slide, did anybody read the May Norfolk e-news?
No, we don't read that thing.
Nobody reads it? Next button.
I have not yet.
You what?
Next button. Thank you, Diane Pete. How about that? Diane put e-news together entirely by herself, with a lot of the contribution herself as well, as you all saw. But thanks to all the contributors, and thank you to Diane for a great job.
I guess we'll go home and read
Now you gotta go read it, don't you?
it. Now we'll read it.
Okay, so we'll do the roll call here real quick. Steve, let's start with you and we'll come across.
Steve, WB4 Charlie Victor Bravo, membership chair.
Mike, K4PI.
And Mike's our speaker tonight.
Dave, W3 TJS.
Jim, Alpha Kilo 4 Bravo Victor.
I am KS4KJ, not mobile.
Reed, W2 CQH.
Karen, KB3 FMA.
Bill, KB3 FMD.
Wow.
Terry, W4YBB.
Neil, N4FN.
Jim, N4SEC.
Lee, M4WYE. Gary, W6 GB.
Tammy, KK4 USA.
Wayne, KE4WYU.
Mark, KJ4YM.
John, N4TOL.
Diane, KN4KSD.
Colby, KN4KSE.
David, N0DJD. Bill, and I'm new.
Yes, sir.
You have all time?
Thomas, I'm new also.
Another new guy there.
Jim, W4QO Roswell.
New. KN4OAK.
Mary, KN4TEN, and I'm new.
Wes, Whiskey 3 Whiskey Lima, and I'm old.
Yeah.
Adrian, new, KN4ILY.
Thank you all.
Dave, W4NUX. Cliff, KW4CL, and I'm new.
Adam, N4NAS.
Jay, AK4 Quick Trip.
John, N4IHV.
Fred, KK4JYO.
And Mike, AD4MC.
Grant, KK4PCR.
Dennis, K4PU Jasper.
Rob, KI4UTY.
Richard, KD4SUV Woodstock.
Ryan, KN4FYZ.
Deuce.
Scott, W2AXB.
Michael, N4ABI.
Greg, KN4UOQ, and I'm new.
All right.
Griffin, KN4UNI, and I'm also new.
All right.
Ian, NV4C.
Not new.
Mike, KF4UPO.
Catherine, AC4YL.
Melanie, AG4YL.
Bob, K for Victor Bravo Mike, the 2019 Activities Chair.
Tim, WK4U.
Mike, W5JR.
Steve, AB4TT.
Daniel, new KN4PTZ.
Chuck, AE4CW.
Greg, KN4APC.
Lane, KB4KHQ. John,
Mark, KX4MZ.
Matt, KG8TRS.
Warren, KD4Z.
Fred, N4CLA Treasurer.
Tony, K4AWF.
And just walked in.
Chris, KI4APT.
All right, very good.
Yay.
Welcome, I'm Daryl, K4RGK, and we missed Lori, K4UPI. Thank you. Welcome, everybody, welcome. We'll have a door prize drawing after the meeting, $25 HRO gift certificate today, and a 50-50 drawing if you bought your tickets coming in the door. If you didn't, you can still get them from Fred back there. 50% of that goes to the club treasury and 50% to the winner. All right, membership, Steve.
Okay, our present membership is at 291, okay? We're 9 people away from 300. If you need to renew, please do it. You kind of drop off automatically throughout the system if you don't renew when you're supposed to. Even if it's the same day, it's also by the hour and stuff like that. So if you go out there and look and you're not there, just check. And there's also a thing on our website. If you look under members, the last thing is a list of members that are going to expire in the next 60 days. Okay, if you look at that and see, you can check on it. If you remember the month but not the day, you can go out there and it'll tell you exactly that thing. If you miss it, it's not going to show up like that. But right now, we've gained about 20 members back from when I started in January, so we still got a few more to go. Thank you.
John, just a second. We were presented with a gift here this evening by Dennis Stage. Look at this thing. A member that's been not around for a while, but he's back today. Dennis? How about that? Dennis made this. Presented it to Mark. Thank you, Dennis. Would you raise your hand or stand up or something? Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome.
Okay, John. Might use that field name.
Put that at the go to station.
All right, I'm John Norris, N4HB, and I'm your 2019 Field Day Chairman. I have something I want to pass around. If you could just start that on the road, this right here. Basically, if you don't know the Field Day dates, the installation starts on June 21st, which is Friday. The 22nd and the 23rd are operating days, and the end of 23rd will be the day we take the equipment down. So there's sign-up sheets on the back. We would love to have everybody to participate. You're missing a whole lot of fun if you don't come to Field Day. If you can't operate or help take down or put things up, come anyway because it'll be a lot of fun for you. What we're passing around right now is one of 2 handheld radios that we're going to give away. And the way you get a chance to win one of these radios is if you participate in putting up antennas or putting up equipment or take the equipment down, you get a ticket. If you operate, you get a ticket. So there will be a drawing for all operators that have a chance to win one of these radios. There will be a drawing for everyone who helps put stuff up or take it down to choose one of these or to win one of these radios. Obviously, if you help put things up and operate, you'll get 2 tickets. So They're really nice handheld radios, excellent ratings on these radios, so I think you'll be well pleased if you win one. So the only way you can do it is by coming out. We have a book that I'm going to put in the back, and we've got a new manual. This is a complete field day manual that tells everything that we've got to do. We're trying to make it easy for anyone who decides to run field day. You will not have to try to do things by the seat of your pants. We'll actually have a manual you can look at, and if you follow it, it'll make your life a lot easier to get to the end of the day. But I would recommend that you really come and try to participate in field day. This will be at the back of the room, and you're welcome to look at it. I want to go over a few things. We have managers for our each one of our disciplines for CW, single sideband, swing, digital satellite, and GOTA. Those have already been decided. CW is Don Deal as the manager. Single sideband is Mark Coleman. Swing station is Wes Lembley. John Cluse, digital 6 meters, and Daryl Young, satellite, and Terry Joyner is GOTA. They also have assistants for those same stations. I would like for the managers for a few minutes after the meeting tonight, if you don't mind getting with me for just a few minutes, I would appreciate it. We're going to have a proclamation that will be presented to the city, and I would like for Jim to stand up and just give a brief comment about that and tell you something about it. Wherever we go.
There, the city of Roswell, of course, in their park, on Groveway Park, is hosting Field Day again this year, as they do all the time. Many of you have come in years past to a proclamation proclaiming from the city of Roswell mayor and council that the week of the 20th is Ham Radio Week in the city of Roswell. This proclamation will be on the 10th because the 17th, which is the Monday before Field Day, is not a meeting date. So the first available meeting for that is going to be June 10th. One of the first order of businesses at the beginning of the meeting, which starts at 7 o'clock, will be the reading of the proclamation. A lot of us come to support the city of Roswell as they support us, and the proclamation again proclaims that the week of the 20th is Amateur Radio Week in the city of Roswell. And it's a fun thing to do. There will be more details on the reflectors, and groups IO, and various things like that. We plan to put that on your agenda, and usually we have 12 or 15 people show up and recognize the city of Roswell, and they recognize the importance of amateur radio to their community. Thank you.
Lynn Kahn is going to handle the food service preparation, and she needs all the help she can get. So if anyone here will put their hand up or go see Ian at the end of this and tell him that she'd be glad to help Lynn, I'm sure she would appreciate it, because that is always a very difficult thing to do, and all of us need help on anything. We have, right now, it looks like we have enough radios. Ian has let his K3 he's going to let his K3 be used at the single sideband. Warren's got a K3 that's going to be on the CW. I've got a K3 that's going to be used at the swing. And I believe Terry Joyner has, Terry, you've got your radio already set up, I believe.
FT450.
Right. And there will be operating guides at each one of these locations for these radios. It's possible that we could have another radio as well, but those are already dedicated to the sites, and there will be manuals, and if you have any difficulty or are concerned about operating them, there'll be someone there that can show you. So don't be afraid to come out and operate. And I might tell you, the only way you learn how to really operate is to come to field day. I mean, you can think, oh my goodness, I don't think I can do that because we got all these guys that are first-class operators and I don't want to be embarrassed. And so I really think I'll just watch and stand by. But don't do that. Everyone has to start somewhere. So the only way you do it is come out and actually operate. It'll make you a better operator and you'll have a whole lot of fun doing it. So don't be afraid not to do it. Come and enjoy it. We are going to use 147.555 as a simplex frequency on site. So just if you want to take note of that so you'll know what simplex frequency we'll be using. The logging software is N1MM. This manual that we've got has the N1MM operating information in it. So we'll have that available. You can find it online if you don't know how to do it, but there will also be someone at the station to help show you how to log everything in. It's not complicated. Somebody shows you one time, you'll have no problem doing it. So don't be afraid about logging. And that's another thing that works well. If we have enough operators and people that come in, if you don't want to operate, then you can run the computer and just log in while someone's operating, and you can switch back and forth, and it really makes things go much, much better. We've done it both ways, and it's a pleasure when you're trying to operate to have someone sitting beside you, because they also can hear a call sign that maybe you don't hear as well, but they hear it, and they can tell you, oh, that's what it was. And so it makes it run very smooth. So if we can have two people, don't worry about being overflow, because we can use you. And don't be afraid about the N1MM. We do want as many people that can come to enjoy this whole process. You'll enjoy the food and the fellowship. It's a wonderful time. And helping put up antennas and taking them down is a great experience to be able to learn how to put up your own antenna. And you'll find if you want to put one up and you're out there with these people who are actually putting these up and they have these devices you may have not seen before, there'll be people that can show you how to make those or can make them for you and can help you put an antenna up. So it works as an asset all the way around when you're involved. So please be involved. And if you have any questions about anything at Field Day, don't hesitate to ask me or any one of the managers for each one of the disciplines, and we'll make this a great experience. Thank you.
Harold, question. For some of the newcomers, could you tell them how we placed last year at Field Day?
Well, Category 3A is what we generally do, and we're going to do that again this year, and we won Category 3A last year. We won the last 3 out of the last 4 years.
Yeah, and we only missed having, I think, the top score by just not many points. So if we can get a lot of participation, we might end up being high all the way around. And some of the guys are in higher classes. We actually have higher scores than a lot of them. So it'll be fun to get out there and show everybody what this club can do.
So Wayne's point is, if you come out and do field day with us, there's a good chance you're on the winning team. Go ahead.
If you're involved in scouting in any way, at Field Day, we offer a radio merit badge clinic. It's open to anybody in the area that wants to come. There's only about 25 seats. So the scouts need to register, get their blue cards from their scoutmasters. They come, they show up. If they do the prep work that they get sent and come and show up and participate, they'll walk away with their radio merit badge. And because they are coming to a disaster preparedness exercise, I believe that meets requirement 7 of the disaster prep merit badge as well. So if you know any kids that are in Boy Scouting, Girl Scouting, Scouts USA, any of the scouting organizations, good chance for them to come and learn some stuff and walk away with in a half a day with the merit badge. Sign up and registration information, if it's not already available on the MART, will be there probably in the next 48 to 72 hours.
And it's a lot of fun to work with the scouts.
Yeah.
I mean, you would enjoy that if you just helped them.
I think it is there, I saw it today.
Okay.
What's the start time on Friday?
Oh.
0 to 30.
Before the heat.
6 o'clock in the morning. We need to start as early as we can. I'm trying, I think last year we started at 8 a.m., if I'm not mistaken. So I think 8 a.m. is probably a good time because there's a lot of work to be done to get all the antennas put up. So I would say 8 a.m. is the time that we should be there. Oh, it's Groveway Park, which is the Waller Park extension. And that should be on our webpage.
Yeah.
But it's Groveway Park. It's right off of Oxbow Road. So, look at
Same
our
place we've been
webpage
previous
if you're
year.
not sure.
The address is 160 Dobbs Drive,
Yeah.
30075.
Reed, you had a question?
Oh, yeah, last year it was 2 CW and 1 sideband station. Why is it different this year?
Well, the field day chairman gets to choose how it's gonna work, and that's what he's done.
Well, let me explain that to you. It's not going to be just one CW station. Basically, Wes has agreed he would do all three. In other words, you'll have a dedicated CW station, then you'll have another station that can have CW, single sideband, FTA. There'll be a little experimentation, but it gives you the flexibility. So when if one cycle goes down and you don't have a lot of CW going on, then we can use this flex station to fill in. And so it's not that we're not going to have 2 CW stations, because there will be times when those stations will operate with CW. There is something similar. What we learned last year is we had 2 CW stations there, and then we had to actually operate some of that on single sideband just for that reason. So we decided this year we'd try to do one that we call flex.
Steve right here managed to convert one of the CW stations to a phone station at about 3 a.m. last year. Kept it going.
One
Real
last
quick,
thing.
we gotta keep moving
Yeah,
here.
real quick. Sometime in the next few days, you're going to get an email from the club about signing up for the picnic that Daryl and John talked about earlier. When you get that email, please respond, because that's how we know how many people to prepare food for. Tell us how many are coming and what side dish or dessert you're bringing. Traditionally, the club provides the barbecue, the hamburgers, and the hot dogs, and we ask the membership to bring a side dish or a dessert, and let Lynn know what all you're bringing so that she can coordinate. We don't end up with 27 bowls of macaroni and cheese and no coleslaw or potato salad.
Thank you again, and Lynn.
This is for what? Nobody said what the meal is or anything.
It's the field day picnic.
Well, they didn't say when it was, how you worked.
Saturday evening,
You will
6
get an
o'clock,
email. You will get an
guys.
email that contains all that information, Jim.
We'll go over all that in our next meeting. We'll have
We got a lot of new people here. They don't even know what field day is.
True point.
Tell them what time it is.
It's a good point.
It's 6 o'clock Saturday evening at field day.
We're really pressed on
I
time.
tried to rush you because we didn't have so much time, but I'll go over this again in our next meeting, in our June meeting. Field Day is basically an experience where every club in the entire nation gets online and communicates to as many people as they possibly can. One of the original purposes for that, as I understand, is to make sure what might happen in this country if there were an emergency. And so they decided, okay, well, let's have this one big effort to see how many people can communicate and how well it works. And so I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, how it really got started to begin with. And so it carries on the same now. So basically, you get out there and you try to contact as many people as you can contact, as in many places you can contact. And anybody wants to add something to that, I am totally up to that conversation.
What time's dinner?
Six.
What day is it?
Oh, yeah, 6 o'clock.
And don't forget the prize.
Dinner, we'll have a menu, and I will try to have a lot of that stuff at our June meeting before we have this next session. And so we're going to have another meeting before Field Day.
Thank you, John. More on field day next month. You can always email John anytime you have some extra questions as well. Thank you, gentlemen, for hitting the high point there. John, N4TOL.
I'm going to be brief and even briefer than I planned to be. So thank you all for participating in the George Cuso party and your patience. As you're all probably aware, if you read the e-news, the great article that was in there, that scores were down, I think, across the board for a lot of different reasons. But the club did well overall. I think we did very good. And the thing I'm most pleased with, and I think most of the members are, is that we had our highest level of participation in number of operators and the highest amount of rookies. And then our Spell NARFL event had, this year, I think we usually average about 11 from the whole world would get it. This year there was about 22 and 7 from the club. So usually only one person from the club would do it. This time 7 did, which was good. It's hard to work to Georgia, within Georgia. So, and the certificates are prepared, the frames are ready, they're just not in the frames yet. So next month, we're going to award the certificates and have all our fun with that. So thank you all, and see you then.
John puts a lot of work into that each year. Luckily, it's fun. Okay, activities, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Hensey, KFAR Very Bad Memory, your activities director for this year. I'd like to offer a special welcome to all the new folks here tonight and make you aware that we have a most wonderful group here to help you get going in ham radio. We've got a really great website, NFARL.org. It has a lot of great information. And one of the things that we also do is we have what's called shack visits. So if you're interested in a shack visit, please contact me. You can either send an email to activities@nfarl.org or my email address is on qrz.com, K for Victor Bravo Mike. Okay. Also, if you have questions to new folks, we have a help desk in the back at all the club meetings. It's manned by the NFARL folks. And you bring your questions about your station, and they'll be happy to try to help you find the answers. I got a couple things that were given to me to mention. One of the things I'd like to mention is the U.S. Islands thing that's going on this year. So far this year, our club has activated 4 islands and made contact with 2 islands. So we have 6 points out of the necessary 25. So we need some members to get out there and get the rest of those points we need to get up to 25 points. So hopefully some folks will get out there and activate some islands or contact some islands. Also, we had a speaker recent, I think it was last month, wasn't it? The fox hunt? Yeah. They're going to put together a fox hunt for the weekend after field day, and there'll be more about that coming up. Okay, so for recurring events, especially for the new folks that are here tonight, go to our website. We have a list of all the nets, and there's different types of nets you can participate in, other activities where we get together just for the camaraderie at a restaurant and just get together and talk ham radio stuff. That's all on the website, NFARL.org. All right, what are the upcoming events? Well, we got the Atlanta Ham Fest coming up a week from this Saturday. Really great Ham Fest, and Daryl tells me they've got a brand new facility. So everyone needs to get out there and see that new facility. And we'll have a table there. So I would appreciate it if anyone's going to be out at the Ham Fest, if you could stop by the table and maybe spend a half hour or an hour manning the table. That would be really helpful. And promote the club. Of course, we've got field day coming up the 22nd and 23rd. All right, another thing that I've been working on is making satellite contacts workshop. All right, that's coming up soon. I'm putting together the presentation. So we're going to have a workshop just on, for rookies, how to make satellite contacts. And once we've held that, maybe once or a couple times, we're actually going to have satellites in the park day, where we're going to go out with our handheld satellite antennas and try to make some satellite contacts. So that ought to be a lot of fun. I want to ask a couple questions. Who would be interested in attending the workshop? Okay, what about a weeknight? Would you prefer a weeknight, or how about a Saturday? Okay, looks like a weeknight's better. All right, thank you very much for that. And finally, Ham Jam. Don't forget about Ham Jam. When Max starts asking for help, make sure that you offer your help for Ham Jam. It's a great event that gets some great funds to help the youth and ham radio. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Bob. Good job. Okay, NFARL apparel, real quick. Look, today, there's 2 orders placed towards the 6 minimum that we need to place an order. So if anybody wants to go get, order some more apparel, additional items, whatever, we need 4 more orders, or actually just items. So if you want to get that done, we can still place that order June 1st. Otherwise, it'll be as soon as we hit that 6, then we'll place that order. Anything you've ever ordered in the past, if you haven't picked it up, we've got it here tonight. Come get it from Lori or I. Did you want to say something about the t-shirts or something real quick?
Hi, and welcome to our new members. We have decided that a white t-shirt with our logo would really pop on there. And we'd like some feedback. If you think it's going to be nice and cool for field day, and instead of going with the green or the gray, we thought white might be a good alternative. So if anybody's got any feedback for us, we'd love to hear from you, okay? Just k4upi@arl.net, or the president, or just let us know what you're thinking, okay? But white seems to be the color.
Thank you. So that would be just a screen printed logo like some of the older members have that was done many, many years ago.